The Miami Dolphins have one of the best passing offenses in the NFL. Through the first 8 weeks, they rank 4th in EPA per dropback, and they're led by probably the best receiving duo in the NFL with Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle, who rank 1st and 4th in yards per out run respectively. Trading for Tyreek has been a slam dunk move. He was dominant against the Lions as he has been the entire year, but this video is going to focus primarily on Jaylen Waddle, who you could technically say is the Dolphins wide receiver 2, but he would be the wide receiver 1 for 90% of NFL offenses. And I'm going to break down how Mike McDaniel is maximizing Jaylen Waddle's skill set, but I don't want to insinuate that Waddle is just a product of this offense and that all of his production's getting schemed up. He's proven himself to be an elite receiver in his own right, one-on-one against man coverage. You could drop him into any offense and he's going to have a huge impact, but the Dolphins passing game is just the perfect marriage of scheme and personnel. So 4th and 3, Jaylen Waddle's lined up in the slot. He gets an outside release and then he's just so quick when he cuts on his routes. That's an aspect that's underappreciated of Waddle and Tyreek Hill's game, is their quickness. It's not just that they can beat defenses over the top. If you got a defensive back that's playing flat-footed like this, he just has no margin for error because Jaylen Waddle can create separation instantly. This is touchdown from week 8, just running a slot fade. He takes this gather step to get squared up, and then at this point in the play, it's just Jaylen Waddle, who's one of the fastest players in the NFL, running straight down the field with a defensive back trying to keep up with him, but his starting point is facing the opposite direction. So this is a play that, as long as Tua Tagovailoa delivers it accurately, which he almost always does within 25 yards, it's a touchdown 90% of the time if there's no safety help. This play against Buffalo is a great example of Jaylen Waddle using his speed and quickness simultaneously. The Bills are playing Tampa 2 and Jaylen Waddle's running this corner post. And you can beat cover 2 over the deep middle, but only if the safeties are playing with enough width. If Jaylen Waddle were just running a straight up post route, he would have to bend it a lot more towards this backside safety in order to get enough separation, but he sells the corner route, widens out the safety and gets him out of position, and this allows him to stem his route directly towards the end zone. He doesn't have to bend inside and allow this backside safety to make an interception. There are 3 signature elements of the Dolphins passing game: RPOs, motion, and switch releases. The Dolphins use pre-snap motion on 58% of their offensive snaps, which ranks 3rd in the NFL. And I don't have any numbers on switch releases. I'm not sure if any place charts that, but I imagine they would be near the top of the league in that as well. And the reason that all of this motion is so effective is because it forces defensive backs to reconsider and sometimes change their assignment. If you've got a static offense with no pre-snap motion, before the snap, the defenders are just sitting there thinking about their assignment over and over again. But when you motion or switch release, the defensive backs have to think, okay, are we in banjo coverage? Do I need to pass this off? Who do I have? Even when the defensive backs pick up their assignment correctly, you're just adding that extra second of hesitation. All of a sudden the corner's a little bit late turning his hips around, and that's really all that Waddle needs to create separation. Right here, the Dolphins motion Tyreek Hill over to the boundary. That brings his coverage assignment across the formation and creates a natural screen for Jaylen Waddle to get open. The Dolphins also run a lot of RPOs. They're running the 3rd most RPOs in the NFL so far this season after ranking 4th last year. And a lot of times RPOs are thought of as sort of a passive type of play, but the Dolphins have the 3rd highest average throw depth on RPOs. So they're not trying to get 4 yards on a bubble screen and stay ahead of schedule. They're trying to exploit the linebacker's run fit and create a ton of open space for Jaylen Waddle over the middle of the field. Now, the thing with RPOs is that you can't push the ball that far down the field because the offensive line is run blocking, and so once they get past the line of scrimmage or 1 yard or whatever the rule is, if Tua throws the ball, they're going to get a penalty for ineligible man downfield. So there's a cap on how aggressive you can be on your RPOs, and the Dolphins are definitely pushing up against that cap. With all the receiver movement this offseason and most of them being successful, I've seen this take a lot, that if you just get your young quarterback a star receiver, he's going to be successful. And I generally agree with the sentiment that you should try to surround your young quarterback with as many weapons as possible. But I don't think this is a situation where the Dolphins just dropped Tyreek Hill into their offense and he's pretty much the sole reason for their success. He's obviously a huge part of it. He's been one of the best receivers in the NFL this season, but this is a group effort, and I think it's important that we recognize Jaylen Waddle as an emerging superstar. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments any players or teams that you'd like me to cover.